I'm hoping you guys are doing great. And this is of one of the last session of Geeks uh, Geek-A-Thon, basically, where we are going to discuss about how you should demonstrate your project. What's the best way to showcase your skills or projects? Okay, we are going to discuss about some websites, some platform where we can demonstrate the project, where we can show your project. What's the ideal way? How you should present the notebooks, how you should present the documentation, how you should present the data set, okay, how you should present the models. So these are the kind of things we are going to discuss. Okay, so at the meantime, hi Ankesh, just show some enthusiasm in the chats, guys. We are going to just and also share this session with your friends. Okay, just the friend group that you are having, just make sure to share that and that share with the friends. This will definitely be helpful for you. Okay, so without doing any means without wasting any time, let's directly jump into the session. Okay, so there are some platforms that I was thinking of using. Okay, so there are a lot of platforms, by the way, that you can use in data science, and this session is specifically about data science. Okay, but in terms of projects, so at the end I'll show you some other platform as well where it's universal. It's not about data science only. Okay, so the first platform is Kaggle. Kaggle is mandatory. Everyone that is working in data science or data analytics or any platform or any basically technology, they should have an account on Kaggle. Okay, I'm hoping all of you guys are having an account on Kaggle. If not, go after the end of the session and then create an account on Kaggle. That's mandatory. That's needed. Okay, so in Kaggle, this is just this my profile of Kaggle. Okay, so on Kaggle, where we are having 4 different verticals. Okay, competition vertical, dataset vertical, notebook, and discussion. Okay, so as the name suggests, we are having 4 verticals, and in all those 4 verticals you can work. Okay, there are some set of projects, there are some set of competitions that companies are uh, means hosting on Kaggle. So what you can do, you can apply for, go inside those competition, and there are some winning prize as well. Okay, and the second is dataset. Okay, dataset is basically a vertical where you can post your dataset. If you have created any dataset, if you have like created a dataset from web scraping, if you have collected from the research or anything, you can post your dataset as well on Kaggle. Okay, for all these things, and Kaggle is having thousands of dataset. Okay, you can even create a dataset of datasets of Kaggle. That's something I'll tell you in a minute. I've created that dataset with you, means dataset as well. Okay, what are all the dataset that are posted on Kaggle? You can create these kind of dataset as well. And we are going to use, like I've used the technology of web scraping in that case. Okay, so in dataset, you can post a dataset so that other people can come and write the codes on your dataset. Talking about codes, next vertical is notebook contribution. Notebook is nothing but codes. Okay, because in data science we are writing all the codes in a notebook format. Okay, so in notebooks, what you can do, like on the data set you can write code and you can post it on notebook. Okay, on, and you can make these things public as well. Sorted. And now the last is discussion contribution. So if anyone is having any doubt, any question, anything, so you can add it in the discussion as well. And in the discussion you can write a very simple discussion as well. Okay, which algorithm works best on these kind of data set, let's suppose, or image kind of data set. This is a basic question. You can discuss about these things. Okay, which algorithm works best. Okay, so in all those 4 verticals you can work, and in all these 4 verticals you can write, means you can post your things, and based on that people will see. Okay, if they find it insightful, they'll upvote it. Upvote is just like a like on Instagram. Okay, so the more people upvote, the more medals you will get. There are also category of medals here, as you can see. and the more the more votes you will get, the better medal you will become. For example, if I'm talking about face mask detection, this particular data set has a gold medal because 288 people voted. Okay, and 258 people voted for TED Talk data set. That's why you're having one silver medal, and that's why we're having different medals. Same medal you will get in notebook contribution, same medal will get in discussion and contributions and competition. Okay, why these rank matters? Okay, just treat yourself as an interview. Let's suppose if you are an interview and you are having, let's suppose, 10 people to whom you need to interview. Okay, so out of all those 10 people, first thing is definitely the resume. Okay, in the resume, if they have mentioned these things, okay, this is my Kaggle profile, this is my GitHub profile, this is my another profile, what you can do, you can directly go to those profiles and see if, let's suppose, this is not a very great profile, but here you can see if like from here they can see, let's suppose you are interviewing me and this is the profile that I have shared, and once they open it, they can see I have created 21 data sets. Okay, and I'm having a decent ranking of it. I have created multiple notebooks as well, and in notebooks as well I'm having a decent ranking. Okay, this will show the interviewer that I know the things. Okay, and this is the main fun of giving the interview, to showcase that this is what you need, these are the things that you know. Okay, and apart from that, like these are the things that you should do, that you can do on Kaggle. So Kaggle is mandatory, everyone should have an account on Kaggle. Okay, and at the meantime, let me also show you some some references, I would say, through which I can say, okay, these are some great projects, how people are working on it. Okay, so you can see if I'm going to my Kaggle account, okay, so there are a lot of data sets available, you can try working on it. So one such data set is this restaurants data set. Okay, so restaurant data set of Swiggy. So this data set is having thousands of restaurants data. Okay, and it's in the JSON format, and to be more specific, this is having if I'm going to the restaurant ID, the link of the restaurant, so this is having ideally 1,48,000 different restaurants data I'm having. So on this restaurant data, okay, one of my colleague Pavan Kumar has made this notebook. Just see how beautifully it is. Okay, we are going to break it down how ideally you should present the things. Okay, there can be means better program, like this is a challenge to you. Go to this node, go to this data set and try to make even more beautiful than this, try to make more beautiful visualization than this, present it in better way than this, just as a challenge for you. Okay, so in Swiggy restaurant data analysis, here you can see his on the top only he has added an image. This will attract the the guy who's going to evaluate you, the interviewer, or let's suppose this is the project that you want to share with you, so with anyone, so this will gain attention. Okay, so on the top only he has added the image, then he has given a basic description. Okay, and the extraction from where it is extracted and the JSON format, and then he have divided these things into business understanding, how the data set is collected, and once data set is collected, because I've collected it, so then he has loaded it. After that, he has pre-processed the data. Okay, in the pre-processed, he has displayed some of the samples as well, how the data set is structured, like this is of city Patna, and the restaurant ID, and this is just a sample restaurant. Okay, biryani by kilo, this is the rating, people reviewed it, the restaurant cost, exact location, the cuisine they are serving, the main cuisine, and the license number as well. Okay, and as you proceed further, data cleaning part is done, exploratory data analysis is done, and this is where the magic happens. Okay, these are the charts that will basically tell the non-tech person. For example, if you are a data analyst in a company, you need to present these reports to the stakeholders, to the managers, so that based on these things, the decisions can be made. So decisions will be made based on your reports, and the reports mostly you are going to have visualization, the graphs. Okay, so here you can see if I'm analyzing the rating count, so here you can see most of the restaurants are having rating between 3.7 to 4.5. This is the majority of the restaurant, where majority of the restaurants are there. As you proceed further, you can see restaurant count as per rating. Okay, the same thing, like as per the rating, if you are counting the same graph, we are making it in a donut chart. In the cities, here you can see these are some of the least popular city in restaurant count, where we are having least number of restaurants. Hamping is there, and these are some of the lesser known cities. As you proceed further, here we are having top 10 cities where we are having most number of restaurants: Bangalore, Delhi, Pune. So this is, here you can see these graphs are interactive as well, because he has used Plotly for the same. Okay, if you hover over it, you can see it is showing you, okay, this is of city Bangalore, and then Delhi, how many restaurants are there, and count and so on till Lucknow. So these are the top 10 cities that are having most number of restaurants. Okay, based on these things, you will like the companies will decide the strategy, okay, to run ads or to perform different things, because the companies will also have the sales data. Okay, means how people are purchasing based on each people recommendation. They means based on each people purchasing like behavior, they recommend them the offers in the same way. Okay, based on the cuisine, how they are writing. So here you can see North India and the China is the most popular cuisine. Okay, in India, the most popular cuisine more than Indian is North Indian Chinese. That's an assumption, like from the beginning only we can make an assumption, okay, because we are living in India, so most popular food or cuisine should be Indian. But here, North Indian and Chinese is the most popular cuisine. After that Indian, after that core Chinese, then North Indian. Because the cuisines here, the cuisines are not splitted. North Indian cuisine and Chinese is the restaurant cuisine, because some of the restaurants write it on the top in the same way. Okay. And after that, he have made some more visualization, and this is how it's done. Okay, top 10 restaurant in a specific city. If you want to make, here it is the data. Okay, and here you can go dig in even deeper to that. For example, top 10 sub regions of Bangalore, because this is how the data set is structured. Because in this whole data set, we are having thousands of restaurant data, which is having regions, sub regions, restaurant name, address, cuisine, price of the cuisine, everything is there. Okay, so you can see in top 20 sub regions of Bangalore, we are having BTM, Indiranagar, and so on to CV Raman Nagar. These are the different sub regions we are having. And at the end, these are some rating versus cost plot. How rating is varying with the cost. Okay, and same IMDb movies data set. Okay, and same person, Pawan Kumar, has made one more notebook. Yeah, definitely we can make some improvements in that, but he has made a lot of efforts in making the things, in making the visualization and adding all the things. Okay, so this will basically attract. So even if you are watching this notebook right now, you can see it is attracting your attention, right? So this is how this is how it should be done. Sorted. So this is about Kaggle. What else we are having? Okay, the next platform we are having. Can anyone want to give it a guess? What should be the next platform? The next platform is GitHub. Okay, whenever you are having a notebook, whenever you are having the data, means your project ready, the next thing should be to present, to basically, let me take you back to GitHub. So the next thing, as I told you, is GitHub. On GitHub, you are going to write all the possible things, all the notebooks, some smaller data set as well you can post, because bigger data set cannot be posted on GitHub. There, if you directly want to upload a file more than 25 gigs, more than 25 MBs, it is not going to take it. Okay, but GitHub is one of the most popular platform. Okay, and GitHub is basically not specific to data science, but any programming language you are working, you can post the things. Here you can see some of the codes are of HTML. Okay, front and back end. These are also the codes you can post on GitHub. Okay, on GitHub you can manage your project, making the repository of different stuff, managing the repositories. Okay, there are two ways to deal with it. Either you can use GUI based, means uploading manually, or CLI based, where you can write the commands from terminal and posting, creating the branch, fetching the data, and making the commit, and all these things you can make. Okay, so here you can see here as well we are having repositories. Okay, and here you can see, you can keep at the bottom, you can see how you can keep track of the things. Okay, means this will basically, as an interview, if I'm watching this profile, I'll see, okay, how frequently you code. At the bottom it's mentioned, okay, 223 contribution in the last year. Okay, in 1 year we are having 365 days, 233 contributions are done. Now some of the days the contributions are more, but in a nutshell you can see, okay, how frequently the person code. Okay, at the same time they can see how you're presenting the things. Okay, that's just the basic profile. Just tell you how many people are following you. So if the people are following you, that means you have done something good in this field. Okay, the basic assumption. Okay, and as an interview, this is again one plus point. Okay, this is means you know the things, that you know what you are doing. Okay, and on GitHub, as I've told you, there are multiple repositories. In repositories you can mention the things. For example, in GFG Hackathon we have added some data set for GFG Hackathon. For data science specialization, I made the repository which will have some basic topics of data science visualization along with the projects. Okay, and if I'm opening this particular data set folder, so this is having essential data set that you can use. Okay, so let me take you to the repository directly so that you'll have a better understanding what do I mean to say by saying that. Okay, so if I'm taking you back to the same thing. Okay, so here you can see on this, if I go to repository, so there are a lot of repositories, by the way. Okay, and for example, Open Library Bookscraper, this is one of the code that will help you to scrape the data from Open Library website. Okay, so let's suppose if I'm opening data sets. So in the data set, there are some essential data sets. Okay, make sure, like, whenever you are presenting the project, whenever you are posting anything, anywhere, just keep one thing in your mind, that everyone is going to watch it. Just keep this thing in your mind. If you are having this thing in your mind, you are going to make the best thing. Okay, so for example, in this dataset folder, almost all the dataset that I've created so far, means a lot of the data that I've created so far, I have added it on this particular folder. So what you can do, anyone can clone this repository, and once it is cloned, they can work on those different kind of data set. And here it is mentioned as well, for data analysis, which are the data set you can use, for machine learning, which are the data set you can use, for deep learning, for computer vision, for NLP. And as I told you, I frequently update this data set as well. Okay, these things as well. Sorted. So make sure to add that, make sure to have a good description written. Okay, here it is not written like I should also write, okay, in this Airbnb dataset, what are the things we are having. The same thing I have uploaded on Kaggle as well. On Kaggle, I had the description added, but make sure to add the README. Most of the people are missing README. Okay, README is very important. Here you can mention, okay, if you are having, let's suppose, multiple IPYNB file, so you can clearly mention, okay, these are the different IPYNB files we are having. In all those files, what are the things these files are doing? Okay, so these are the things which are very, very important. Okay, and on top of that, here as well, as we are having on Kaggle, here we are also having the funda of giving stars and upvotes. If I go back, here you can see how many people are following you. Here on Kaggle as well, there are people following you. So based on the followers, it will made an assumption, okay, these many people are following you. For example, if you are watching this profile for the first time, you're saying, okay, these are 366 people following you, have made 89 repository. So you will have an assumption in your mind, okay, I know what I'm doing, and there are a lot of people following me. That means they like my work. Okay, this is the basic assumption, and based on that, it will add one more, it will add value, okay, for the interview as well. Okay, you know how the things are being done, how you know the things. Okay, and here is will, on each repository you can give stars, and you can fork that repository on your account. Okay, so you can give stars and fork the repository, and the more stars you are having in the repository, the more people are into it, more people like it. Simple funda. Okay, so make sure to have an account on GitHub as well. Very, very important. Okay, so far we have discussed about two things. We have discussed about GitHub, we have discussed about Kaggle. Anyone want to guess what is going to be the next platform? What is going to be the next platform? Anyone? Give it a random guess. Yes. Okay. 3, 2, 1. The next is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is very important. Okay. So the funda is, it's not about, it's also about the project for sure, but it's also about the presentation. Okay. So if you go roadside, okay, in any shop, and if you are going to a 5-star restaurant, it's about the presentation. For the presentation, you are giving extra money. Okay. So the presentation matters a lot. Okay. There are a lot of vendors who are giving pretty delicious food. Okay. But the presentation is something that attracts the most, because whenever we are eating something, just a basic example, so in chef's term, all of us eats a thing twice, first from our eyes and then from the mouth. Okay. So the presentation matters a lot. Make sure to present the projects, showcase your project. There's no need to shame. Okay. If I've made a project, make sure to post it on LinkedIn. Make sure to post it, to add that project on GitHub. Make sure to add that project on Kaggle. Okay. Post it on all the things, because there are a lot of other people as well who want to reach where you are currently, who want to work on those data sets that you are creating, on the notebooks. They can learn from the notebooks. Okay. So make sure to post everything on LinkedIn and all the other and the different platform as well. LinkedIn is great because it is going to boost your, it is going to boost the post that you are writing. Okay. There are a lot of HRs of different companies. There we are having job postings. Okay. And there are people on LinkedIn whom you can follow. Okay. So you can connect with the HR. You can mention, okay, these are the projects that you have done. Okay. Or on the other side, on the flip side, whatever projects you are doing, you can post it on LinkedIn. Okay, this is the project that I am writing. This is the project that I have done. Okay, there's the data that I have created. I want some people who want to work with me. You can mention these things. You can write these things. Okay, you need to initiate these things. Okay, on LinkedIn as well, based on the post, people are going to follow you. Just the report that I have just shown you of Kaggle. Okay, of Kaggle, for example, if I'm going to this, the special insight that we have discussed in India, if I'm talking about the restaurant data, the most popular cuisine is North Indian and Chinese. This is something that we have scraped from a real data. Okay, this is something that's different than what we usually think. In India, the most popular cuisine should be Indian, but it is at number 2. First is North Indian as Chinese. And based on this assumption, this is something you can show. This will attract people's attention. So does interviewers, so does HRs. And this is how you should proceed further with the ladder. Okay. And one very important thing is make it crisp, simple, and to the point. Okay. Don't add extra word. Okay. Make it as simple as you can. Okay. Because like I've listened to it somewhere that मुश्किल लिखना आसान होता है, पर आसान लिखना मुश्किल होता है. Right? So make the things simple that connects the most. Okay, and this is the basic idea. Okay, now this is how it should be done. So there are basically 3 platforms where we have discussed. We have discussed about LinkedIn, we have discussed about Kaggle, and we have discussed about GitHub. These are the 3 platforms. If you have not created an account on them, make sure to go and create an account of them right now. Means obviously after the session ends, but make sure you should have it. Okay. At the end, I'd like to give you a book recommendation as well, which is Show Your Work by Austin Kleon. Great book. What you need to do, like if you're a book lover or if you read books, you can go and check that out. Show Your Work is a book. This will basically give you an idea about how you should show your work. Okay, how you should present the things. Okay, how you need to, means how not only you can showcase the final product, but you can also showcase the in between things, like how you reach to that. For example, if I go to a project, okay, if I go to a project, I have written the code, I have made the project, and then I go live and teach you how the project works. This is a great idea. Okay, on the other side, what we can do, I am having just the data set. Okay, I go live, I sit with you, and I'll start exploring the data set then and there with you. Okay, then you can see, okay, what are the things that I am having, what are the problems that I am facing. Okay, how I came to know about the solution, how I'm searching on internet for the solution. Searching on internet or the solution is the first thing that everyone is doing. Okay, so these are some of the things that everyone is doing. Okay, and this is something, because I'm not only teaching you the final product, I'm also telling you the process. Okay, how I reach there. Okay, these are some of the insights from the book. So definitely make sure to check out that book. And these are some of the these are some of the these are three most popular platforms that that everyone must have an account of. Okay, and that is pretty much it from my side, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. Okay, so Professor Hai is saying you haven't seen any project video, right? Okay, so because the project submission is still the last 31st, and after then only the shortlisting process will go on. Submitting the video is mandatory. And okay, why? Okay, she's saying, why are you using a server? Why not having? Why not have a data on CSV? Okay, I don't understand the question sheets. Sorry. Okay, but you can mention in the chats, means in the comment box. If you like this video, make sure to obviously like it. And if you want more such session, make sure to add it in the comments as well. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.